Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to Survivors Guild. It's a bullet heaven. It's a bullet heaven with online multiplayer, and you can play as a princess, so we're gonna do exactly that and figure out how it goes. Okay, can I do anything? No. Okay, so I just summon guards. Oh, I can't even do anything to that. Okay, wait. Well, maybe I can press space? Princess's crown, so cooldown and duration, throwing stars, scarlet glove. I'm gonna grab that. I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm doing here, but that's fine. Let's see. I love the fact that, yeah, I can immediately just go into a minion mastery build. More games need to let you do that. Leaves the trail of goo? Oh, in retrospect. You know, I was gonna say in retrospect that's bad. It is, because realistically I should be investing into stuff that works off of cooldown, since, yeah, but on the flip side, oh well, area size. No, let's just go for the cooldown speed. Well, this cooldown speed affects how quickly the goo procs. That would be the smart thing to do, but you never know with these games. Okay, do I have like a map? Can I check stuff? No. Alright. Because it seems like there's this whole kind of map to explore, but I don't know if there's a reason to do so. I'm just going to run circles for a bit. Because, yeah, some of these games give you, like, points of interest to explore and go to. Oh, no, there is a thing. Ow. I guess I'm not taking that much damage. Breastplate, damage, duration, area size. I mean, in for a puddle, in for a bigger puddle. Plus the damage is good. I should upgrade my summons though. Let's see. But yeah, if we've got an event to go to, I should go for said event and see what it gives me. Okay, stay inside the zone and defend it. Well, I'm just going to live in a giant circle of goo. Yeah, we definitely want to increase my duration, if we get the chance. On top of cooldown. Chicken Mob. Can crit area. Flies in a random direction, though. Crown or toxic goo. As silly as it sounds, the idea of a princess that just leaves behind a giant trail of slime behind her. Okay. I know that sounds salacious. Okay. So every 2 cooldown speed, gain move speed. No, gain 60% duration. Oh, gosh, that's going to be good. Yeah, so that affects not only me, but also, my toxic goo. It also affects my knights, which is exactly what we want. Okay, some more cooldown speed is tempting. Projectiles, Princess Crown, cooldown speed. No, let's go for the Princess Crown. Because we want to get that up a couple of levels so I can actually just get a bunch of these guys going. Okay, I'm digging this. I've been kind of bored of a lot of bullet heavens lately. You know, there have been a couple of good ones or a couple of notable ones. You know, like Warhammer Survivors, as much as it's just Vampire Survivors again. There's kind of a authenticity to that, a charm that is absent in a lot of the, like, much more basic bullet heavens. I'm trying to think of other ones. And Halls of Torment and Death Must Die, I think, are my 2 favorites. Deep Rock Galactic Survivors I mostly like. I think it just suffers from feeling repetitive for some reason. I think largely because you don't... I think it's because it's so grindy. But grindy in a, like, no, you just need to go get currency and whatnot. As opposed to Halls of Torment, which is grindy, but in terms of, like, here's, like, a giant collectathon laundry list of things to do. Okay, so the one problem I'm running into here is that we have functionally no way of clearing space in front of us. If I was really fast, it might not be so bad, but I'm not, so that is causing issues. Ow. Damages areas in a zone around you, deals damage based on your max HP, area size. Unfortunately, I don't think this is affected by duration at all. It's probably still kind of nice, though, but... Okay, we have a treasure chest. I'm not dead yet, shockingly. Princess Crown gets a level up. Nothing more. And so, like, I like the collectathon elements of... That's a big health potion. Good. I like the collectathon elements of Halls of Torment. Let's see, more Princess Crown. Whereas just grinding for currency, I think, is extremely boring. At least for me. I don't know. If I want to play a grind for currency game, I'd rather it be incremental. But that's very much just kind of like a me thing. Maybe. Okay. I haven't run into a magnet yet, but I haven't been breaking a whole lot of boxes. That one had potions. I don't know if that one had much of anything. I like the fact that completing that one event earlier gave me a randomized perk. I was actually really hoping those would be a lot more common. Oh, there's the magnet. Okay, toxic goo. That's a lightning bolt. Yeah, I don't care deeply about that. I'm trying to find things that specifically scale. Off of duration. On the plus side, that might mean I just summon a bunch of knights. It's kind of good. And a lot of potions. Let's see. Yeah, so we should probably get the area booster. And see what I can do with that. I'm gonna keep looking around and find something. I do like the variety of enemies, even if most of them just kind of fly at you. Some fly in slightly different directions. I know that sounds like a really basic thing. Oh, there's a chest behind us. But one key way that a lot of bullet heavens feel good is if the enemies aren't just walking directly towards you at all times. Oh, we have a quest available. Perfect. Admittedly, it's against the fairy tide. Creates a damaging area in a cone in the direction of the nearest enemy. I mean, it's area based at the very least. Now is that... Okay, it is duration and cooldown base. So that one's at least good. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that everything is affected by my stats. Smash the pots. Okay, we have a bunch of them. Oh, it's smash all the pots. Okay. I'm probably just going to power through enemies. We heal over time, which is great. Oh, did I get it? I did. Lose move speed, but gain movement speed for every level up after taking this feat. Crit chance, or for every 2 cooldown speed, gain movement speed. I'm actually going to reroll, see what else I can get. Juggernaut. Gain armor, and the more armor I have, do more damage. The movement speed from cooldown speed was tempting, but I just don't know how useful it is sometimes. Movement speed in these games can be a curse, because you can just careen into enemies in a bad way. But yeah, I like those little random perks. I kind of wish we got more of those. Because yeah, unfortunately leveling up my abilities, they level up in a linear fashion. Oh, this sucks. I'll see if I can goo them to death. I think I killed at least a couple of them. Do we want to grab the iron breastplate? I think so, seeing as, I mean, I scale damage based on how much armor I have. Admittedly, it's like a small percentile, nothing too fancy. But still, it's something. What was I gonna say? I mean, talking about dissatisfaction with bullet heavens. Oh, right, I was talking about the moves. The fact that the moves just level up in a linear fashion here doesn't excite me that much. Mostly from the perspective of like, oh, this has an evolution. And honestly, seems like a fine combo with the Holy Aura. This is where movement speed seems kind of pointless. If I'm totally surrounded, why would I care? Whereas having a ton of armor, that's good. Yeah, it just feels like a lot of bullet heavens exist in such a way where the developers have played literally Vampire Survivors and nothing else, and are either completely ignorant to the fact that other bullet heavens exist, or they just haven't bothered to play them. The problem I have with that is very much that, like, most of them seek to be just Vampire Survivors again, or Vampire Survivors with, like, one small twist. The problem is a lot of the small twists have already been done, like, quite a lot of times. And so that's kind of a struggle for me as a creator, because it's just impossible to get excited for more of the same. Okay. Seeing as... let's go for the flail. Yeah, seeing as the flail has an evolution, we should go for it. And what I'd like to do is look into... if we have any other potential passives that can give me an evolution, because I think I only have one more slot for a passive. And we've already kind of got what I need, maybe. But I kind of have the same problem with roguelike deck builders, that in a lot of cases it's just a developer who's like, oh, I'm just going to make my own version of Slay the Spire, which, I mean, it's WoW Killer Syndrome all over again. Like, this thing happens with every single emergent genre that gets popular. You get a lot of developers who become mildly or fully obsessed with the idea of just kind of making their own variation of it without, like, too many twists or turns or tweaks to the formula, and that can be awkward or painful or just uncomfortable, where it's just like, as a new player, as a creator especially, oh, okay, tough meat gets me an evolution. As a creator, you know, when I'm trying to cover these games, if it's just Slay the Spire again, I just want to go play more Slay the Spire. With Bullet Heavens, I'm a little bit more generous because I kind of tapped all of the fun I can get out of Vampire Survivors, but I have not out of a lot of other Bullet Heavens. And so it's one of those where it's like, you kind of gotta either be better or different than most of the other ones. It's how Megabonk was able to do so well. It's not that Megabonk is a good bullet heaven. I'd actually say it's kind of a mediocre one. The thing is, since it was in a 3D space, and it was kind of goofy, people ate that shit up because it was the first bullet heaven that just didn't feel like Vampire Survivors. And that makes such a huge difference. That it, you know, can't be understated, I guess. And we're honestly probably gonna have to wait quite a while before we actually get another game like Megabonk. Or it's going to just be Megabonk again, but slightly different, and that's... I really want somebody to make a bullet heaven where it's just Dynasty Warriors. It's like already 90% there formula-wise. There's a... let's see. There's a couple of games that kind of get in there. There's the like weird Scottish one where you're fending off an alien invasion, but like as Scottish Highlanders, which I actually think is really clever. I also really love when the flails kind of loop, so I end up with two flails going simultaneously. There's just something about that that's so satisfying. Okay, flail 4. So I don't know when we get the evolutions. Because if I don't get it from the chest, then I don't know where I get it from. The other one I want to play, if we're talking Bullet Heavens, I really want to play a Bullet Heaven that is, I really want to play a Bullet Heaven that is... Okay, what is this one? Breastplate, glove, icy barrage. Let's go for the breastplate. There we go. Under the finish line. Alright, I'm not very fast, and I'm starting to get kind of wounded, but we'll see. I want to play a Bullet Heaven that's straight up just like the best of an ARPG. I mean, that's it, really. It's just... I want to play an ARPG that, instead of making me waste my time potentially with randomized dungeons. Let's see. I can't re-roll, so let's go for show off, I suppose. Ow, 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 and I'm finally dead. That's fine, we've probably unlocked some things. So we got the axe, the mending jelly, the boots of speed, chain lightning, an item slot, bomb, and a mana burst. And we should have a fair bit of gold to spend on something. So max HP, damage, armor, move speed, cooldown speed, area size, projectile count. That's always the big one, and it's way too expensive. Pickup radius, actually, might be pretty good. Let's see, damage is 10%. Guess I'll grab all of those. So we can be the daggers, or we can do fire. Oh, Tattle was summon a bodyguard. Okay. Yeah, we did not get the evolutions. Well, okay. We know that... Yeah, let's go for the witch. Okay, is this one that I aim? It is one that I aim. Okay. So we can do Icy Barrage. But I think I'm going to get the flails, since I know we have an evolution, potentially. And also the flails seem pretty good. Question mark. What I really need is something that gives me more duration to make the flails work. Let's see. More projectiles would be low. I mean, there's a decent number of things that are going to be helpful, maybe. Okay, firebolt, chain lightning. I mean, sure. Okay, that's the good stuff. Yeah, so I don't think I'll pick up the meat. But going for the flails isn't a bad idea. I guess it will be if I manage to actually be the bullet hell. At which point, the flails aren't going to be the most useful. Except for keeping the handful of interlopers off of me. Because the problem with the princess is that I had nothing proactive. I had my summons and that was it. Okay, damaging acid areas on the ground, or projectiles to the closest enemy, which then return back. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of grab everything. Yeah, I don't know if... Well, we do have a little bit of healing, now that I'm thinking about it. The other bullet heaven I really want to see someday is one that straight up just, like, is a JRPG. Like, I want one in a simulated, like, this is just Dragon Warrior, like a Dragon Warrior world, start to finish, towns and everything included. But instead of, like, having regular JRPG combat, it's just a bullet heaven. So you step outside of your you know, family's castle or wherever. Flail, chain lightning, the cooldown's tempting, but I think I'm gonna go for the double axes. Okay, hunt the rare golden rat. Oh, there you are. I've succeeded. Crit chance, armor, move speed. Okay, 10% move speed, gain or lose damage for every move speed gain or lost after this one. I'm gonna go for the armor though, just because. I'm already gonna be stacking some of it, presumably. But yeah, so like effectively you're just playing a JRPG, but it's a bullet heaven. Like classic style. You don't even have to like really have super fancy assets for it either. There's a bomb. Let's grab the breastplate. So once again, I do want to see what an evolution looks like. It's like my main goal with every single one of these is just see it happen once. Just to know. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other bullet heavens that haven't been done yet. I mean, it still feels like going into the first or third person really opens things up in a lot of ways. Oh, I see. Dude with the banner is giving them armor. It's either armor or bonus damage. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. Tap a couple of these. We seem to level at a reasonably good clip. I've talked about this in the past with other bullet heavens, but it feels like leveling up every 30 seconds is the sweet spot. Faster than that, it feels overwhelming. Slower than that, and it feels boring. Firebolts. It's tempting, but I'm even though we don't have the Evo for the axes, the fact that they get all of the extra projectiles and the cooldown seems genuinely worth investing in. But I should probably start leveling up my Firebolt. As the one problem with picking up all these new abilities is that they do actually, that does impact my, well, it kind of impacts my upgrade pool, but not really. I don't know, that one's always a tricky question. Okay, do I want to grab Magic Missile? I guess the plus side of completing this is, or like maxing out all my slots is now I will only be offered the things I already have. So I don't know, it's kind of a solid trade-off one way or another. Weird cat. Okay, Boots of Speed scales with axes. And gives me the movement speed. I feel like, I don't like all of the perks that are like armor, or not armor, speed gained or lost after this. I think it should just be a factor of whatever your speed is. Should just affect your damage now. Instead of any of this like weird rigmarole. Mainly because the later you get those perks offered, the more they feel like, why are you even handing me this? It's like winning tickets to a theme park, but they're expired, or they expire tomorrow. It's like, okay. Thanks. I guess I'll go? Maybe? Oh, and it's raining. Okay. Okay. Magic Missile, axes. Because once again, it's pretty close, and they're really good. Kind of. They feel really good to me. Axes Storms. Axes shoot smaller axes when they reach their end. The last thing we want to grab, unless we get something else that gives me a synergy, is probably the cooldown gloves. Let's see. Magic Missile, Chain Lightning. I don't know. I guess I'll go for the Magic Missile. We just need stuff to keep enemies off of me. Probably also go try and focus on breaking some boxes, because there's probably a lot of experience on the ground that I haven't messed with. Well, I can use my active ability often. I'll keep that in mind. Run to the finish line. It's down here. At least these are pretty generous. Oh. I'm looking at this character's design, and they've got like a flesh-colored area beneath their chin, and it looks like pecs to me, but of course, no, it's cleavage. Sorry, my brain's elsewhere today. 60% duration. I don't know if that's going to help too much. Trainee, though. Lose 15% move speed. Gain 3 for every level after this feat. That actually might be kind of good. Duration, I don't think changes much of anything. Otherwise, I could re-roll it. No, I think I'm going to go for Trainee. Because that is going to be a positive, just not immediately. It'd be nice if I got that early, but oh well. Black powder is tempting, but let's go for the magic missile, because once again, that gives me 2 now. Makes them do more damage, makes them come out much more often. Okay, so also to get the evolution, you gotta have something level 5. The passive does not need to be maxed out, so pretty standard evolution logic. Unfortunately, not the greatest in tight spaces. I do really like the idea of this witch actually just being extremely swole. There's a RPG that I actually really adored, that unfortunately I don't think did particularly well, called Voice of Cards. I think the first one did fine, but not like amazingly well. But the second and third ones I think got completely overlooked as far as like game releases go. And it's not too much of a surprise. Square Enix is like god-awful at marketing their side games. To the point where like I covered a full series on the first one. I think maybe they sent me a key for the second one, didn't even send me an email for the third. Let's see. HP regen. Go for the flail. Not that like a developer needs to, but it is one of those where it's like, I have 5 games that came out in the last 2 days that I have yet to cover. And I'm covering this one because it's late at night, and this way I can like end the video early and, well, end the video. Stop recording like 1 run shy of the full video and then pick it up tomorrow. Whereas the other ones are like hour-long roguelike runs. Boy, I'm going to fit that in right before, you know, quiet hours. Let's see, chest. I want to go grab another potion since I've taken some damage, and still look for a magnet if I can. But yeah, so like I liked the Voice of Cards games. I really liked them, but one of them had a scene where the mage character that's been following around this entire game. Yeah, I thought Scarlet Glove would pair with the magic missile. Mage character that's been your teammate for the entire game. I don't know if it's like she drinks a potion or something, but like I think it had to be done to save her life, but it turned her swole for like, you know, maybe 20 in-game minutes worth of like cutscenes and dialogue and questing and whatnot, and it was extremely funny. And I don't know, I love gags like that where you take the otherwise like really shrimpy character and make them extremely beefcake. I recognize that that's kind of body horror, you know, the idea of being a petite woman and suddenly you are, like, He-Man jacked would probably be a serious concern. But I feel like if I was in that situation, I would just laugh. And probably just accept it, because, like, now who's gonna stop me? You know, I've overcome the biggest weakness of being a spellcaster, being shrimpy and weak. Now I'm, you know, not shrimpy nor weak. And I can still sling spells like the best of them. What I'm saying is that Gandalf should have been a hunk. The idea of that, just as a dumb gag, visual, like, nothing about the old movies changed except for the fact that Gandalf is jacked as hell. Okay, there's a magnet. Good. These cats are actually a serious issue. That would be amazing, but I also recognize that, like... Okay, there we go. Chain lightning, pickaxe. I'll just go for chain lightning. Firebolt. We want to get magic missile up, if I can. Or flail, actually. Yeah, because I'm going to get 4 evolutions off of this. Assuming we can live long enough to make it work. Okay, other thing is the music on this is very repetitive and not the best way. I think it's horns. I don't think horns work particularly well for repetitive music. At least short loops. Okay, magic missile. Yeah, so I'm fast. Okay, we did take out the boss, which was the issue. Shoots fireballs that are explosive and deal more damage. Yeah, so we still need the magic missile one. And then I need... Oh, this is just bad for me. Well, at least I don't melt like in Vampire Survivors. There is somewhat of iframes going on here. Get that cooldown speed down. I don't actually know how much that affects anything. Let's see. Lose 15% damage, but gain 1 projectile count for every 6 levels after this feat. It's worth it. This is a very projectile heavy build. It sucks though, because that would have been super nice earlier. Now it's kind of like it might not even get me more than like 1 perk. I don't actually know what the endpoint is on this one. Let's see, get the flail up. Oh, that's so satisfying. Shame it doesn't last very long. I'll have to look into some kind of duration run now. And see if I can cook together a build that stacks a ton of it. But I'd probably have to play the princess again. Let's see. So what else was I going to say about much of anything? I don't know. Just kind of vibing. It's a pleasant bullet heaven. I don't know if I've seen anything yet that's making me be like, yes, this one. You know, the meta progression's pretty standard. The evolutions and abilities feel good. I think the real claim to fame is probably the multiplayer aspect, which, like, is good. There aren't enough bullet heavens that you actually do get to play with friends. I very much do agree that that is a good selling point. I just, as somebody who is chronically solo with these things, it doesn't really mean much to me. I'm also really curious about how it would work, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of variety in what's in the pool, but then again, I've barely unlocked anything, so maybe it's not so bad. I guess I should be aiming my cursor a bit better. I'm just kind of hands-off at the moment, because, I don't know. At least we're, like, ripping through them. I should probably go find some potions. Scarlet Glove 5. Because, you know, we want to get these cooldowns low. And yeah, the flail was worth it. One more level and we get an extra projectile. Yeah, imagine if I started with that, though. Oh, there's something here. A lot of money. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in a much better spot when the flails are out, because I actually get some knockback. There we go. There's some health. There's some more health. Alright. So far, so mostly good. Yerp. Okay, and there's the boss. Yeah, so max level seems to be about 30. Whenever they get the magic missile evolution. That's a shame. Ow. Okay, I was not taking this boss seriously, but he does hurt. Boss fight feels pretty good. Got him. Okay, so evolve a weapon, get endless quiver, and we've also got the frog. Well, what's the frog do? Frog slash. Area towards the cursor, hop in a direction. Increased armor, bonus damage to nearby enemies, faster move speed, increased damage, allies regain HP near guards. Okay, well, hold up. Achievements. So what am I missing? Vial of Acid to level 2, 5 Experience Vacuum Crystals, Will-o'-the-Wisp, level 25 Drifter, level 25 Princess. Oh, level 25 as Princess gets us the duration. Unlock a frog. So there's actually no achievements for maxing out the frog, which is kind of a downer. Oh well. Okay, let's go shopping. Projectile count, 6,000. Refund all. I'm shy. Let's see, area size. Yeah, projectile count would be lovely, but it's apparently really expensive, so can't do that. I guess let's just go for the damage, if anything. Okay, we'll just do Drifter. Because yeah, I can't change to any of the other locations. I guess the extra projectiles wouldn't really mean much here. Mana Burst, Beam, sure. Okay, it does seem like there's a decent amount of abilities to mess around with. We never did see the magic missile combo, unfortunately. Let's see, beam width. I'd probably keep pushing daggers for a moment. Let's see. I think it's because with horns, their repeated elements are much more noticeable. Memorable, yeah. Okay, throwing stars. Okay, so throwing stars to get thrown in the direction I'm moving, which is actually kind of good. Yeah, I'll see what I can kind of max out here. So, feedback-wise, I mean, I always would give it. I think you've kind of, I mean, if you're watching this video, you probably kind of clocked into what my feedback is, which is just stacking multiplayer onto Vampire Survivors is fun. I think does make for a it's fun. It does make for an enjoyable experience with friends, but without enough like kind of fun things to make the solo side more appealing, I do feel like it has kind of an identity crisis of, you know, the one selling point is unavailable to a significant portion of players. And sometimes that's fine, sometimes the multiplayer can carry it. But I would love to see more things that really makes this stand out from its inspirations. Sniper, extra damage based on how far, how close they are, gain damage, lose cooldown speed. Yeah, I don't like the losing the cooldown speed. That actually feels terrible. I was really hoping for that bonus projectiles thing. Though, once again, bonus projectiles is not huge when you're already slinging a huge chunk of them. I guess we'll go for the Mana Burst. We have no passives that are currently offering an evolution. And we might not. It might honestly be one of those that I actually have to unlock them before we can actually do anything of the sort. Yeah, plenty of healing potions. I'd like to get this guy up to level 25 at the very least, but that is the whole dang run. Okay, daggers, mana burst. Well, we don't need the breastplate this time around. Kind of. I mean, might be good. I guess the other one is if I can get... Oh, can I just turn on auto aim? I think I'm going to be extra lazy. Seems like there's plenty of enemies to aim at anyway. So yeah, cooldown speed minus 25. So I'm assuming 25%. So, like, damage is mostly good. Okay. Yeah, going with the acid on a cooldown duration build probably would work a lot better. Last. So one other thing I guess I would note is when picking abilities, I really wish it would pop up a thing saying what it benefits from. So like, does the laser get benefits from projectile count? Because it might, you know, another projectile might make it so it fires 2 lasers, which instantly makes it much more like appealing because all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden this thing that normally only has 1 shot is now shooting twice. Adding extra projectiles effectively doubles its effectiveness. Like that sort of calculation actually does have huge benefits. Let's see, throwing stars. I'm not the most jazzed about because once again, it just points in the direction I'm going. Yeah, so the damage is pretty good on these knives. Scarlet Glove. Oh, interesting. There's actually multi-evolutions, because Scarlet Glove works both with Magic Missile and the knives. I wonder if you can get them both in the same run. That's kind of cool, actually. Because, yeah, most Bullet Heavens are just like one for... one item to one evolution, and that's it. And so having extras would be kind of nice. I'm trying to think of other things that would be cool. I mean, considering this has such low caps, I almost feel like this game could actually be one of the first to introduce like multi-evolutions. I mean, if you want to be silly with that, I know Ball Pit did it first, but being able to fuse evolutions together is like incredibly cool. And that's the only game I've seen anybody do that before. And like, I get it. It's not easy to program these sorts of things, but like that at least would make for a really fun system. I think that's it, is that being able to like evolve things and then fuse evolved things together adds like just huge layers of depth that even if 7 different Bullet Heavens did that, as long as they have decently varied ability sets, I think they would actually feel fine. Okay, so we've got another event. I'm going to leave that chest. Oh. No, we can get in a second. Pickaxe pairs with chicken mob. Okay, hunt the golden rat. Well, luckily, that was fast. Okay, 15% damage, but gain projectile speed. So, or projectile quantity. We'll be able to get that at least twice. I really wish that was the first perk I picked, but alas. Daggers, because we want to get the daggers up to max, if possible. Because, yeah, we need a treasure chest to get an evolution. I think that was our problem with the magic missile the last time. Let's see. The other thing that would be really cool, but this would be a lot of work, is potentially having an evolution for every passive and active weapon together. I don't feel like that would be like the most end-all be-all cool, but I think that would add a lot of build variety. But also take a ton of time to program. Let me think of other examples. I don't know. I'm still kind of hung up on that idea of, you know, reconfiguring this so instead of being this just empty field, it really was like a simulated world map, like a small world map that's like, oh, you know, here's like a little dungeon you can go into. It's a small area. There's a treasure chest. At the end of it, you open it up. It gives you one of the event perks. You know, there's a whole different biome. It's slightly harder. Endless quiver. Projectile count. Okay, does not seem like it affects the lasers, sadly. Chickens are actually quite good. I'm trying really hard to get up to... I mean, level 18 would give me another projectile. Let's see. Grab some of these. I think what I'm going to say is I like the little event rewards. Okay, dagger's 5, so I can go grab this. I like the idea of the event rewards. I think they're neat. Projectiles that penetrate through enemies, dealing less damage after the first. That's still going to really help for clearing things out. I wish the event perks were, I think, a little bit more game-changing. Like, the extra projectiles is nice, but again, you get some of those perks too late, and it's just like, why would I even pick this? Even for this run, getting the extra projectiles for every 6 levels after, getting that at level 12 means that I might be able to get that, what, 3 more times at most? Or did I get that at, like, 13, 14? I don't remember. And so I was, like, doing the calculus in my head of, like, well, I guess the 1 extra projectile kind of balances it out. Not that well, but it kind of does. Okay, we want to get the throwing stars up to maximum. Let's see. I bet the beams evolution item is the one that gives you is the one based on area size. I don't think we've seen that one pop up yet. But, like, as an example, oh, yep. Well, okay, so not beam, but poison bottle. Problem is I don't know if I'm going to have enough levels to max all these things out. Oh well. It could be really neat if there was one of the event perks was like condense all of your projectiles down into one. So instead of firing, you know, what is this, like 15 knives? It's probably more like 10, 12. You fire one very large knife. You chuck one very large acid vial. All of a sudden that would make for a very memorable and interesting run. We got another chest to open, so I might as well pop that one open at the very least. The chances of me getting the evolution for Chicken Mob, Vial, and the Throwing Stars is unlikely. I'll try and go for the Throwing Stars because I think right now it's the worst. I want to see if it's redeemable. Or like all of your projectiles now ricochet. You know, that quickly changes the entire, you know, vibe of what your run is. Getting a minus 15% damage and then a couple extra projectiles, that would matter if you only fired like a handful of like 1 to 3 projectiles. But when the knife already is throwing 9, 10 projectiles, you know, adding 2 or 3 more to the mix really doesn't matter. Okay, throwing stars V. Perfect. Okay, the throwing stars are actually better. 2 rows of projectiles in your move direction. Okay, I mean, that's kind of good. And then we'll see if we can get the chicken up. Let's see. Another vacuum would be lovely. Ow. Okay, that does hurt. Him. Smash the pots. Oh boy. Oh, 3 out of 13. So actually, this is better. This is way easier than I think it's going to be. 10 out of 13. Yeah, we're golden. Okay, 10 armor. Extra damage based on how far they are. Heal max HP for every gold picked up. Sure, I'll grab that one. Not that there's much, but like, it's still a little bit of health. Okay, endless quiver, next level? Sure. Even though I'm definitely besmirching the idea of the digital projectiles not meaning much. Well, yeah, the cooldown might actually be better considering the debuff. Then again, my cooldown speed is pretty close to normal. Okay, glove, chicken mob. Okay, I need 2 more levels on that. We might be able to get 2 more evolutions here. But it's going to be tight. And yeah, the shurikens are actually pretty good. Okay, chicken mob again. Other nice thing about maxing things out is, of course, it gets my cooldown, so we're more likely to get the upgrades I want. Yeah, I don't think we're in dire need of... I don't want to say experience. Let's just go for File Acid. Yeah, because I like the idea of getting those passives, but we really do want to see all the evolutions in a single run. Or all the evolutions we can. I'm not going to be able to get the beam. It's just not a thing. And we should have at least 1 more mid-boss show up, I'm assuming. Okay, chicken mob 5. We'll grab this. Okay, we now have doom chickens, flock of chickens that drop explosive eggs. I wonder if the chickens are affected by additional projectiles. I would certainly hope so. Doesn't look like they are, though. Kind of a downer. I actually feel like they should be. Oh, actually, the gold coin healing is really good. It's like 40 HP. Yeah, it's not like I can mouse over those. The projectile count is 4. I mean, that's good, but admittedly 2 of those are coming from the passive. Yeah, talking about the idea of being able to fuse evolved items together. Being able to combine the chicken with the acid vials would be so cool. You know, it's dropping these doom eggs, but now the doom eggs leave behind acid puddles. Okay. Well, no way around that one. Yeah, we're not going to make it. Because I think the boss shows up at the 15-minute mark. Well, it's okay. The acid puddle isn't like end all be all. Yeah, so we actually leveled up less this time around. Oh well. I guess I did squander some magnets, and it took me a little while to actually get up to speed. Ow. Okay, so maybe I should actually be using my dodge move. Well, I guess I'll grab the acid. Huh, I leveled up? I was not expecting to level up mid-combat, but hey. Or mid-boss fight. Anyway, Vial of Acid to level 2, so we got the Knight, we've got the Lodestone, the Will-O-Wisp. Neat. Let's see. Well, I think I'm going to leave us here. I could keep going. We do have some other unlocks, but like I think I mostly have a good sense of what this game is. It's yeah, let's upgrade the extra projectile count. Pickup radius and 1 in HP regen. than damage. Sure. So it's charming. I like it. It's not bad. It's just another bullet heaven. And so I think for me, it's one of those where like, I want to see something to push it further. Because like this is the same I've seen in every other bullet heaven. These characters are kind of charming. I think the princess very much is the one that I like the most. The problem is, of course, there aren't a whole lot of summons currently in the game, and I would love to see a greater number of those and things to like build into it. I also really want to know if summoning a guard to protect the princess, is that affected by projectiles? If I get more projectiles, do I summon more guards? That'd be lovely to know, and I have no way of checking that. And so some better like information on like when I pick these perks or these characters or whatever. Some roguelikes have it where if you're picking an upgrade, you mouse over the like, you know, endless quiver, this gives extra projectiles, and to have a little up arrow for every single thing that benefits from that. That would be huge here, just so I know like, okay, am I wasting upgrades? Are these things synergistic? I will say it does seem like there's a decent number of characters, so that's kind of a fun thing to play around with. Only so many levels. I don't know how much there needs to be. I think as it stands, it's fine enough. I think very much solid if you want to have a good romp with friends for a couple hours. I just kind of feel like it might be one of those bullet heavens that gets fades into the background pretty quickly. Even though it's fun, perfectly cromulent, it needs some more special sauce to make it stand out. And so, yeah, I'll say that being able to fuse things together would be huge, but probably too much work. Otherwise, just making the map more interesting to actually explore would also be cool. Even if it's like a fixed map, if it's one of those where like every run you're trying to see more of the map, do more of the map, explore more, or see more of the map, complete more of the map, find more cool things and whatnot. The fact that everything is just so like locked into, well, there's an event every 3 to 5 minutes that'll give you like a random passive that's neat, but possibly completely worthless to you. I think that would be so much more satisfying if you just had a bunch of like little micro dungeons. You run in and a bunch of like harder enemies come running out of nowhere and you have to fend them off. And if you defeat them, you get a treasure chest and then you get one of those passive perks. And so rather than having everything be event-based, you have some predictable ways to get more of those. But then you can still have events like, hey, this map is now under Goblin Assault. And so for the rest of the run, it's just being inundated in weak goblins, but just tons of them. And you have to kind of fend them off. Or it's like, oh, there's a caravan that's coming down the road. You have to go protect it. Having those things to tear you away from like going into the little micro dungeons would be kind of a fun way of doing it. Just to make it more spicy and interesting, because yeah, right now it's just running around in a field and fighting things. And well, that works really well in Vampire Survivors, or worked really well in Vampire Survivors. That was 5 going on 6 years ago now, I think. Don't talk to me about time. And so it's one of those where like that format worked then, it doesn't work so hot now. And I think that's going to be the sticking point that I'm going to come back to on this one repeatedly. I think I'll still play it when it comes out in 1.0. I'd like to play around with some of the other builds. And I like the fact that you can have multi-evolutions off of one single passive. It feels like that might have some interesting things to play around with. And then also possibly multiplayer, because now that I've got a group that might actually like bullet heavens, especially co-op bullet heavens, I might see if I can play some co-op bullet heavens. But for now, at least, I guess I might as well mention that the Survivors Guild demo is available on Steam, so if you want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. And if you want to see more rad games... I'm skipping my outro. But yeah, follow the link in the description below if you want to give this a shot. And I guess apart from that, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.